When you're in a relationship, the little things often matter more than the big gestures. It's not always the grand romantic dates or lavish gifts that make you feel loved. It's the small, thoughtful acts that show someone truly cares. One of the most powerful signs that a guy is falling for you is when he remembers the small details about you, the things you might not even realize are important. It's as though he's creating a mental map of your world and finding joy in the little pieces that make you, well, you. Imagine this. You're talking about something casually, maybe a story from your childhood, or a random preference like how you love the smell of fresh rain, or the way you like your coffee. A few weeks later, he surprises you with a thoughtful gesture, a coffee exactly the way you like it, or a random text mentioning how he remembered your favorite childhood game. That's when you realize that he's not just listening to you. He's absorbing your world, holding on to those little details, and making an effort to show you he cares. It's in these small moments where you truly begin to see his affection. The way he brings up something you mentioned in passing, the way he remembers your favorite color when you didn't even think he was paying attention, or how he can recall an anecdote you told him weeks ago. You might brush off a passing comment or a small preference, but for him, these little things are like treasures. He takes note of them because they help him understand who you are, what makes you smile, and what matters to you. Now, you might be wondering, why does this matter so much? Well, the simple truth is that when a guy remembers the small details about you, it shows that he's emotionally invested in the relationship. He's not just hanging around because it's convenient or because he enjoys spending time with you. He's doing it because he's building something more meaningful, something that's based on a deep connection. And to build that connection, he needs to truly know you, not just the version of you that fits into his life, but the real, authentic you with all your quirks, passions, and little preferences. This type of attention to detail isn't something you see from someone who's just casually interested. It's a sign that he's genuinely falling for you, and he wants to show you that he values you, not just in the big moments, but in the everyday exchanges that make up your life. These details matter to him because you matter to him. If you notice that he's consistently remembering the small things about you, that's your clue that he's falling for you in a way that goes beyond the surface. It's one of the clearest signs that he's invested in building a relationship with you that's built on trust, attention, and a deep appreciation for who you are. So the next time he recalls a small detail or surprises you with something thoughtful, take a moment to appreciate the love he's showing in his own unique way. It's his way of saying, I'm falling for you, and I'm paying attention to everything that makes you, you. 1. He's consistent with communication. When a guy is truly falling for you, one of the most noticeable signs is how consistent he is with his communication. It's not just about texting once in a while or replying whenever he feels like it. If he's genuinely into you, he will make an effort to keep the conversation going, regardless of his busy schedule. This consistency shows that you're on his mind, and he values staying in touch with you. Consistency in communication isn't just about quantity, but also quality. A guy who's falling for you will engage in meaningful conversations, whether it's talking about his day or asking about yours. He'll remember things you've shared in previous chats and bring them up in future conversations, which is a clear indication that he's paying attention and that you're important to him. What makes this sign even more telling is that it's a choice. It's not something that just happens automatically. He has to make time for you and consciously decide to communicate regularly. This effort speaks volumes about how much he cares. He won't just text you when he's bored or when he needs something. Instead, he'll message you just to check in, share something funny, or ask how you're doing, sometimes for no reason other than to hear your voice or get a glimpse of your day. When a guy is falling for you, his messages will also start to reflect a deeper level of interest. They won't be one-word responses, but will contain questions, thoughts, and feelings that show he's not just trying to fill the silence. This kind of consistency is a sign that he's not only comfortable with you, but also excited to keep the connection alive. If you notice this pattern, it's a great indication that he's falling for you in a real and meaningful way. 2. He asks about your day. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most sincere and simple signs is that he genuinely asks about your day. It might seem like a small thing, but it speaks volumes about his level of interest and care for you. Asking about your day shows that he's invested in your life and wants to know how you're doing beyond the surface level. It's not just about making small talk, it's about checking in to see how you're feeling and what's been going on with you. If he regularly asks how your day went, it shows that he cares about your well-being and wants to stay connected. This kind of question isn't just a formality for him. It's a way to create a deeper connection. He genuinely wants to know what's been happening in your life, whether it's something exciting or a challenge you faced. By showing interest in your day, he's making you feel heard and understood, which are important foundations for any relationship. The way he asks matters too. It's not just a quick, "How was your day?" but rather a more thoughtful inquiry like, "How did your meeting go?" or "Did anything exciting happen today?" These details show that he's paying attention to the things you care about, and he wants to be a part of your world. He remembers what you shared with him previously and continues to check in, making you feel like a priority. Moreover, if he's asking about your day regularly, it's a sign that he's emotionally available and invested in keeping the conversation going. It's a way for him to create a routine of connection with you. So if you notice him asking about your day in a consistent and caring way, it's a sign that he's falling for you and genuinely wants to know you better. 3. He makes time for you. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most telling signs is how he makes time for you, no matter how busy his life might be. In today's fast-paced world, everyone has a packed schedule, but if he's genuinely interested in you, he will find a way to prioritize you. This isn't about grand gestures or overwhelming displays of affection. It's about the consistent effort to fit you into his day, even when things get hectic. Making time for you means he values your company and wants to build a deeper connection. It could be something as simple as sending you a text during his lunch break, calling you after a long day at work, or setting aside time to hang out on the weekend. Even when life is busy, a guy who's falling for you will make an effort to reach out and spend time with you, because he sees you as someone worth his time. This effort reflects his growing feelings for you, showing that you're more than just someone to talk to when he has nothing else going on. It means he's actively choosing to be present in your life. He might not always have a lot of free time, but when he does, he'll want to spend it with you, even if it's just for a quick chat or a short outing. It's about quality over quantity. He wants to make those moments with you count. Moreover, when he makes time for you, it also indicates that he's emotionally available. He's willing to invest in the relationship and give you the attention you deserve. If you notice that he consistently makes an effort to see you or talk to you, even when it's not convenient, it's a clear sign that he's falling for you and wants you to be an important part of his life. 4. He compliments you regularly. Compliments are one of the most powerful ways a guy expresses his feelings, and when he's falling for you, he'll start giving them to you regularly. It's not just about telling you that you look pretty or that you're funny. The compliments will feel genuine and personal, reflecting the things he truly appreciates about you. If he's constantly noticing little things about you, whether it's your smile, your sense of humor, or your intelligence, it's a sign that he's paying attention and sees you in a special way. A guy who's falling for you won't just compliment your physical appearance. He'll also admire your personality, your kindness, your ambitions, and the way you carry yourself. This is because he's starting to value you not just for what you look like, but for who you are as a person. Compliments about your character or abilities like, "I love how passionate you are about your goals," or "You always make me laugh, even on my toughest days," show that he's emotionally connected to you and genuinely enjoys your company. The regularity of his compliments is also a key indicator. If he's consistently finding ways to express admiration, it's more than just a passing comment. He's trying to make you feel special, not just for the moment, but to let you know that you're constantly on his mind. These compliments are his way of reinforcing his feelings for you and showing that he appreciates everything about you, inside and out. Moreover, his compliments are usually sincere. He won't just compliment you out of politeness or because he feels like he should. When he's falling for you, he'll make sure the compliments come across as heartfelt and authentic, making you feel genuinely valued and appreciated. 5. He's protective of you. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most natural signs is that he becomes protective of you, but not in an overbearing or controlling way. It's a subtle form of care, where he wants to ensure you feel safe and secure, emotionally and physically. This protective instinct often arises when he starts to develop deeper feelings for you and begins to see you as someone important in his life. Being protective doesn't necessarily mean he'll be overly possessive or jealous, but rather that he will look out for your well-being in thoughtful ways. For example, he might offer to walk you home when it's late, or he might check in if you're going through a tough time, just to make sure you're okay. It's his way of showing that he cares about your safety and happiness, even in small moments. If he knows you're having a difficult day, he might send a text or call to make sure you're handling things well, showing that he's always thinking about you. Moreover, he'll also stand up for you, whether it's defending you in front of others or making sure people treat you with respect. This could be in social situations, like when someone makes a disrespectful comment, or in more intimate moments when he wants to ensure you're heard and valued. His protective nature might also come through in emotional situations, where he tries to shield you from negativity or unnecessary stress, knowing that you deserve peace and positivity. In short, when a guy is protective of you, it's a clear sign that he's falling for you and sees you as someone worth taking care of. It's his way of showing that he values you, respects you, and wants to keep you safe in all aspects of life. 6. He shares personal details with you. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most significant signs is that he begins to share personal details with you. This is a clear indication that he trusts you and values the connection you're building. Men often tend to keep their emotions and personal lives more private, but when he opens up to you, it means he feels comfortable and secure in your presence. Sharing personal details goes beyond talking about superficial things like favorite hobbies or casual life events. It involves opening up about deeper, more vulnerable aspects of his life, his childhood memories, past relationships, struggles, or even his dreams for the future. If he starts sharing these kinds of intimate details, it's a strong sign that he's letting you in emotionally and wants to establish a closer, more genuine bond with you. For instance, he might tell you about a difficult time he faced in his life, like a family issue or a past failure, and how he overcame it. He might share his biggest fears, insecurities, or even his long-term goals. By sharing these personal details, he's letting you see the real him, not just the person he presents to the world. It's his way of saying, I trust you with the things that matter most to me. This level of openness is often reserved for people he cares about deeply. It shows that he not only feels comfortable around you, but he also sees you as someone who can support him emotionally and understand him on a deeper level. When a guy starts sharing personal details with you, it's a clear sign that he's falling for you and wants you to be a part of his life in a meaningful way. 7. He wants to introduce you to his friends, family. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most significant signs is that he wants to introduce you to his friends and family. This is a clear indication that he sees you as someone important in his life and is ready to take the relationship to the next level. Introducing you to his inner circle means he's not only interested in you, but also envisions you being a part of his world long term. Family and friends are typically the people a person values most, and if he's eager to have you meet them, it's because he wants them to see how special you are to him. This act is a way of saying, you're someone I care about, and I want the people close to me to know you too. He might mention how much he talks about you to his friends, or how excited he is for them to meet you. This is an indication that you've become a meaningful part of his life, and he wants to share that with others. If he brings you to family gatherings, hangouts with his friends, or introduces you in casual settings, It shows that he's proud of the connection you're building and wants to include you in his social life. He may even give you small glimpses of how his family and friends have influenced his life, or how they might react to meeting you, because he genuinely wants to see how you fit into his world. This is an important step in a relationship, as it reflects his desire for you to be a constant presence in his life. If you notice him taking steps to include you in his inner circle, it's a clear sign that he's falling for you and sees a future with you in it. 8. He shows interest in your hobbies. When a guy is falling for you, one of the subtle yet meaningful signs is that he shows a genuine interest in your hobbies. It might seem like a small thing, but when he takes the time to learn about what you love to do, it's a clear indication that he's invested in you and wants to understand what makes you happy. A guy who's interested in you won't just listen passively when you talk about your hobbies. He'll actively engage. He might ask questions about them, show enthusiasm, or even try them out with you. For example, if you love painting, he might ask about your favorite techniques or offer to visit an art gallery with you. If you're into fitness, he might suggest working out together or ask for advice on exercises you enjoy. This interest is not about trying to change who you are or control your activities. It's about showing that he wants to be a part of what makes you unique. When he takes the time to engage with your hobbies, it means he's trying to bond with you on a deeper level. It's his way of saying, I want to understand what brings you joy. And it shows that he values your passions. Even if he doesn't fully share the same interests, the effort to learn about your hobbies and participate shows that he cares about what's important to you. Moreover, when a guy shows interest in your hobbies, it creates shared experiences that can strengthen the bond between you two. Whether it's trying a new activity together or just talking about your mutual interests, these moments help build a deeper connection. If he's consistently showing this level of interest in what you love to do, it's a clear sign that he's falling for you and wants to be a part of your world. 9. He's touchy or finds excuses to touch you. When a guy is falling for you, one of the more subtle yet clear signs is that he becomes more touchy or finds excuses to touch you. Physical touch is a natural way of expressing affection, and when a guy starts doing this more often, it's usually because he's developing deeper feelings for you. This touch doesn't always have to be overt or passionate. It can be gentle, casual, and comforting, but it always reflects his desire to feel closer to you. He might touch your arm while making a point in a conversation, give you a playful tap on the back, or lightly brush your hand when walking beside you. These small gestures are his way of creating a connection and showing that he's comfortable around you. If you notice that he finds ways to touch you when you're talking or walking together, it's likely because he enjoys your presence and feels an emotional connection. Sometimes the touch can be more deliberate. For example, he might hold your hand in a crowd or put his arm around you during a movie or while hanging out. These gestures are not just about being physically close. They're about making you feel safe, cared for, and appreciated. He might also find reasons to give you a hug, even if it's just to greet you or say goodbye, showing that he enjoys any opportunity to be close to you. It's important to note that this kind of physical affection typically comes naturally when he's falling for you. He won't be forcing it or trying to make you uncomfortable. Instead, he'll be finding those small, tender ways to express his feelings through touch. If you notice him becoming more touchy in a way that feels sweet and affectionate, it's a clear sign that he's falling for you and wants to connect with you in a deeper, more intimate way. 10. He makes future plans with you. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most significant signs is that he starts making future plans with you. This isn't just about living in the present moment, but about envisioning a future that includes you in it. It shows that he's not only interested in the here and now, but is also excited about where your relationship could go in the long term. If he's talking about future events and casually mentions plans that involve you, whether it's a trip, a concert, or even just a simple outing a few weeks down the line, it's a sign that he sees you as an integral part of his life. For example, he might say things like, "We should go hiking next month," or "I'd love to take you to my favorite restaurant this weekend," or even something like, When we go on vacation next summer? These aren't just casual comments. They reflect his desire to share experiences with you in the future. The key here is that he's not just talking about things that could happen in the immediate future, but is also showing interest in planning ahead. If he's including you in his longer-term vision, it's an indication that he's genuinely falling for you and is thinking about a life that involves you in it. This could also extend to talking about shared goals or aspirations, like discussing where you both see yourselves in the next few years, or how he'd love for you to be part of his future milestones. Moreover, when a guy starts making future plans with you, it's a clear sign that he's emotionally invested. It shows that he's thinking beyond the present and wants to create lasting memories with you. If you notice him doing this, it's a great indication that he's falling for you and is excited about the potential of where your relationship could go. 11. He initiates conversations often. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most noticeable signs is that he consistently initiates conversations with you. It's not just about replying to your texts or responding to your calls. It's about him actively seeking out opportunities to talk to you, whether it's through messages, phone calls, or in person. This shows that he's thinking about you and wants to keep the connection alive, even when there's no specific reason to reach out. Initiating conversation shows that he's interested in your life, your thoughts, and your feelings. He won't just wait for you to message him first or initiate everything. Instead, he'll send you texts just to check in, ask how your day went, or share something interesting he came across that he thinks you'd like. This effort reflects his desire to stay connected and keep the communication flowing because he genuinely enjoys talking to you. The conversations he starts are also likely to be more meaningful. He won't just say, "Hey," or "What's up?" and leave it at that. Instead, he might ask you about something you mentioned in passing earlier, or share his own experiences to keep the conversation going. This shows that he's actively listening and engaging with you, which deepens your bond. Moreover, when a guy initiates conversations often, it's a sign that you're on his mind regularly. He doesn't wait for you to always make the first move because he enjoys the interaction and values your presence in his life. Whether it's a quick hello, a deep conversation, or a funny meme, if he's the one reaching out to you frequently, it's a clear sign he's falling for you and wants to be part of your day-to-day life. 12. He remembers small details about you. When a guy is falling for you, one of the most telling signs is that he remembers small details about you. It's not just about remembering your birthday or favorite color. He'll recall things you've mentioned in passing, such as the name of your childhood pet, your favorite movie, or the little quirks you have. This shows that he's not only paying attention, but also values what makes you unique. Remembering these details might seem like a small gesture, but it's a powerful one. It reflects the level of care and interest he has in you, as he's making an effort to remember things that matter to you. For instance, he might surprise you by bringing your favorite snack after a long day, or ask about something you once mentioned in a conversation, like a project you were working on, or an event you were looking forward to. These moments show that he's not just hearing you, he's actively listening and storing the information because he cares about you. The small things also indicate emotional investment. When a guy is falling for you, he wants to know more about you, not just on the surface, but on a deeper level. He'll remember your likes, dislikes, and the things that make you happy or upset. This is a way for him to show that he's thinking about you even when you're not around, and he values the little things that make you who you are. If you notice that he remembers and brings up these small details frequently, it's a clear sign that he's falling for you. It shows that he's genuinely interested in you and that his feelings are growing stronger with each interaction.